Hello, everyone. We're so excited to have a new session of our Talent Talks presented by Encora Youth. Today, I would like to join us for an incredible session of crafting and compelling resume with Goutham Nayak, Talent Acquisition Manager at Encora India. And the topic that we're going to talk about today is how to build an attractive resume. Don't miss out on valuable career insights. Visit encorajobs.com and for more resources and follow us on social media to stay updated. Let's enhance your career journey together and welcome Gautam. We are so excited to have you today.
Thank you so much, Beatrice. Very happy to be here as part of Talent Talks. A very warm welcome to everyone. As Beatrice already mentioned, my name is Gautam, and I'm currently working as a talent acquisition manager in Encora from past 7 years now. So we, I am here to talk about how to build an attractive resume. So that's the agenda for today. So let's get started on that. So this is a very interesting topic and a key one because when you're looking out for a new job, we need to make sure that the resume represents us right. So we need to make sure that everything is right in a correct manner, correct format, so we can make sure that we have a impact with the hiring manager, right? So that's important. So before getting there, I just wanted to talk about more about Encora, right? What we do in Encora, what is it all about? So basically, Encora, it's headquartered in Scottsdale, Arizona, and we are backed by a private equity firm, Advent International. So we are the preferred innovation partner to some of the world's leading tech companies, and we provide next-gen services such as predictive analysis, machine learning, artificial intelligence, IoT, cloud, test automation. So these are some of the key services what we provide, and we also have expertise in multiple domains. It may be health tech, fintech, cybersecurity, digital commerce, edtech, supply chain. So multiple things, telecom and other industries. So apart from this, we are also established leaders in product engineering and services, and we also help our clients with innovation acceleration for leading edge technology. And basically, it's an established leader in outsourced product development service as well. So, moving on, we have close to 9,000 employees working worldwide, and we have 40 plus offices and innovation labs across the globe. It includes US, Canada, Mexico, Costa Rica, Colombia, Bolivia, then Brazil, Peru, India, and Asia Pacific, wherein we have offices in Singapore, Malaysia, and Philippines. So what is happening, we have the talent globally, so Encourage global talent pool and our expertise in micro industry and vertical expertise, and we also have a proprietary agile engineering capabilities which enable our clients to improve the speed to impact, right? So they can deliver or they can develop their product much earlier and in an effective manner. So, if you need to know more about what we do and what kind of jobs we have open, so you can always refer to our website. That's www.encora.com, and you can also check the career page wherein you can browse through the open roles and apply for those. Now, yeah, now this is about us, what we do, and we'll jump back to our topic on how to build an attractive resume. So basically, this is a very important tool, right? A resume is an important document actually. So wherein it represents you, and you need to mention all your skills and expertise, and you have that moment wherein you have to impress the hiring manager with your profile, right? So we need to make sure that everything is intact. So yeah, so that's where it's mentioned here. What is it all about? Like this opportunity to display your skills and qualities and draw the hiring manager's attention. So it's also offers you an effective way actually to assess your career trajectory. You, when you build your resume, you also know where you stand in your career path, what is the trajectory and skills. So you can make suitable adjustment based on that by seeing your resumes as well, and either add or you know what to add in multiple skills in that. So basically, that's where we wanted to make sure that we cover the smallest and easiest points, but that would be very, it may be very simple to understand, but that makes a difference when you do it actually in your profile or a resume. So basically, what we tend to do some most of the times, which is just copy or paste the resume from one of the colleague or take a format and build our own things. That's what we have been doing. But it would be great if you can spend some time and uh, think what to include in your profile, and then start building your resume, right? So it takes some time and include whatever you want to include in that resume, not just that generic words or skills, right? So this all depends on what kind of role you are applying for and what is the skills mentioned in the job description, and what skills you have which is mentioned in the job description, right? How much, what is the expertise you have against those skills which the job demands. So accordingly, you can pick certain skills, which I can cover in the coming up slides. Okay, so basically, see, resume is not just about your design, right? But it also is about the content, you know, what you have in that profile, what you mention in the profile, that's adds weightage. So, what we have to do is focus on presenting our key skills, experiences, and what achievements we have done in a concise manner. So, key thing here is to customize it for each application. Suppose you're applying to 10 or 12 job applications, make sure that you don't have the same profile, because each job may demand certain key skills which will be not required for the other job application. So make sure that you highlight it correctly, whatever the key skills are, and then apply for the job. So basically, what the hiring manager is looking at the skill, that skills has to be uh, mentioned the profile, and it has to communicate and make give value for your profile. So we'll cover the additional points what we have to do in the coming up slides. Okay, these are the things which we need to definitely follow when we are preparing a resume. So choose the right format and keep it concise, right? When we say a right format, the professional resume format that is easy to read. We don't want certain fonts which are like not readable. Very simple and clear to understand fonts. Then we can also nowadays we have a lot of modern template, so you can also consider using a modern template which is available online, right? Free, so you can just use that to give your profile a fresh look, the resume a fresh look. Then key thing is to place your name, phone number, email address, LinkedIn profile prominently in the at the top of your profile resume. Then the key aspect here is to limit your resume to either ideally 1 or 2 pages. We don't want a, lengthy resume. We don't want to keep that because most of the times the hiring manager will not have that much time to go through a detailed profile resume, right? So it's always a good practice to have either 1 or 2 max 2 pages of resume, so you can just focus on your most relevant experience and impactful information. And anyhow, and one more point, what we can cover is you can use bullet points and convey your achievements and responsibilities effectively. So this is about the format. I can just jump to the next point wherein we can categorize which one has to come up and which has to come below, right? So always we need to create a separate skill section and list five or six key ones, right? Suppose I'm just taking an example. You are a maybe a Java developer or any kind of a developer. I'm just taking a IT skill here, right? So Java, you can just point out your five key skills here. It may be Java, it may be Spring Boot, microservice, whatever you're good at. You can just list it there and give a rating against each one. What do you feel? What is the rating out of five? Maybe mention 3.5, 4. You can do that, and also write about your strengths and key competencies, right? As per the job needs. That's very important. So whatever, if they ask for microservices in a profile, make sure you have that covered in your resume and you highlight that experience in your profile. Because if you do that, it makes the uh, hiring manager's job easy, right? You can see that and you can uh, put you to the interview round. So whatever the job demands, make sure that we have those skills highlighted in the profile. That's one thing, and you can include both, right? Hard skills like uh, any specific software expertise, technical expertise. You can mention that, as well as your soft skills, wherein if you have any lead experience or you're a good communicator, you can mention that if you have done something related to soft skills, which is relevant to the job, of course. Okay, and you may also choose to incorporate infographics that explain your expertise competency level. So that would be a good add-on wherein we can easily understand what you're good at and what is the rating you are given, right? What's your self rating for each of those skills what you mentioned. So if you include that, then uh, it's very easily understood that you have experience in these skills. So make sure you include these infographics in the profile. So this is a key thing. So most of the profiles, what we see, right? We need to make sure that our recent experience is highlighted and the relevant one, which as per the job. So to ensure your resume makes an impact, just keeping your experience recent is critical actually. You don't want something which are done in the past, right? So what you are currently doing from past 2 years or 1 year, that's what matters ideally. Even if you're an experienced person or just starting like with 2 years, 3 years, what you're currently doing from past 2 years, that matters most. And you always list your experiences in chronological order, wherein the latest one will be at the top and your first job would be the end of the profile, right? It's at the bottom. So always, yeah, you can always use bullet points in your experience section. So this is key. We need to use strong action verbs to uh, make your accomplish more dynamic and engaging, right? So usually, suppose there are some examples what you're given here, right? So words like controlled, executed, or orchestrated. We can use this because it's a powerful action words over a generic one, what we call as we led a team or handled a team, right? So this gives a more action-oriented thing, and also make sure we have use some quantifiable metrics like what difference you have done to the team, what happened once you came into the team, right? If you're working on an application, what percentage of application was like improved after you came, what action you did. That's pretty much important to mention. So that's where it's mentioned, as you can use quantifiable metrics such as percentage or numbers to demonstrate the results you have achieved. Suppose there are some performance issue, you helped in improving the performance of the application, then you can definitely show those numbers. That definitely helps the hiring manager know that you have done and improvised those applications, right? That's important. And yeah, so that's what is covered. It helps convey your active involvement in your previous roles and projects. And one more key thing what I observed in my experience is like we tend to copy and paste the roles and responsibilities of one project to all the projects, right? It cannot be the same. We need to make sure that we have different responsibilities mentioned for each of the project. So just do not copy paste your responsibilities for all the projects. Make sure that it's unique, like it's little different from what you have in the first and the second. That's very important because I have been seeing many profiles, right? I see just a, copy and paste of the responsibilities, and that definitely would not give a good experience. Okay, moving on. We also need to mention about our education. That's important, but it definitely comes after our experience. So in the profile, always your work experience should always be listed first on your resume. Then towards the bottom, you can include about your degree details, right? Where you enrolled in school, your degree, and any awards or honors that you have received. And below that, any certifications you have done which is relevant to the job, you can definitely include that below your education. And yeah, and if you're just starting your career, right? If you're a fresher or you're just starting your career, then you don't worry about all this experience levels and all. You can just list your education at the top, followed by your projects, or maybe your independent or projects, right? Whatever you have done, you can just include that below the education details. So if these are all small things, but it will definitely impact the way the hiring managers looks at your profile, and it will definitely help you to have a positive impact, right? Wherein we have been seeing that we just apply and we don't get any, maybe a response or something, but at least we need to make sure if we have these resumes uh, in line, so definitely we can get that interview, what we're looking at for a new job. So that's pretty much what I wanted to cover. I just wanted to keep this simple and short so that we cover most of the points here, and then if you have any questions, we can just move on to that. And just before that, make sure we proofread the profiles, because most of the times we miss out on the grammatical errors, right? So make sure that we proofread and then apply to the jobs whatever we have. So that's very important. So just before submitting, you carefully proofread for any typos or grammatical errors and consistencies, right? So inconsistencies should be knocked off from the profile. So you can always share it with your friend or your mentor, and uh, get a advice from him, or what he feels, right? Once you review what he feels, we can always take action post that. So basically, whatever resume you share, if it is free of errors, then definitely it points out like your attention to the details, and also your professionalism, right? So that really helps if you have a error-free profile that you have submitted. So yeah, this is what I wanted to cover mainly, and Yeah, that's it, Beatrice. Hope it makes some sense for all of them to and to.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Right here, yeah, right here we have like a lot of comments. For example, Muhammad say good explanation and point to point noted on presentation slides. Thank you so much for your highs, your hellos, good evenings, good mornings. We're so excited that you are joining us to this webinar. And we have a question, but I want to ask you that what advice will you give to engineers who want to join to Encora?
Okay, this is a great question, Beatrice. So basically, as I mentioned, first of all, we need to make sure we understand what the companies, if it is Encora, what we do, what kind of business we do, what about the company, right? Understand the company, the culture, and also connect with someone on LinkedIn. If you are approaching someone on LinkedIn, if you are applying for Encora, connect to the people, understand, and then also try to get a referral from anyone through LinkedIn, right? That's a great way to get noticed apart from applying through the routine channel wherein you just apply against a job in a career page, right? So also reach out to people on LinkedIn, try to get their referrals so that you have two three different ways of connecting and getting a go ahead on your profile, right? So you'll be going to the next level. So that's pretty much important to build connections and taking referrals from our existing employees, wherein they understand the culture, they get to know more about the company, what we do from a person who's already been there, right? That really helps.
Is not only have information about the job position, it's everything. Get to know the company, what are where are they from, where for example, in as Goutham said, we have a lot of presence. We are a global company that we have presence not only in India but also in Mexico. I am from Mexico, and Latin America, Canada, United States, a lot of countries that we have presence. So I think that it's also very important to get to know all the information, and well, try to know more about Encora and the culture and the things that we are doing, not for everyone and for all the Koreans in the whole world. So right here we have another question that is, how do we present any career gaps due to illness or family responsibilities?
Yeah, so my suggestion would be to be upfront here. So that's absolutely fine. Having career gap, we totally understand due to certain scenarios, we do end up having some career gaps. But we need to be honest and we mention the reason. Just suggest what is it. Maybe I have some career break due to family reasons, and you can just mention that in the resume, saying that I have a gap of 2 years due to some family reasons, or maybe yeah, any reason it may be. Just one liner, two liner, which will definitely help the recruiters understand why the gap was there, and then you can always talk about it, right? Once you connect with the recruiter, you can just explain that in detail if required. But it's always good to highlight that, saying that what we are doing in that time, that gap. So just one or two short sentence, maybe 2 words, 3 words, that should be fine. What is the reason? So it's easier to understand than contemplating. Okay, he has a career, but what's happening? What did he do? Rather than we just proactively mention that I was doing this and this during this time, right? That always helps. So if I'm a hiring manager, I don't reject because of the career break, right? So I see the reason. Okay, fine, move on. What you bring to the table, what expertise you bring, that matters rather than looking at the loopholes, right? Like why it is a break in the career. So I hope that I answered that and is
Yes,
convinced.
I think so. Thank you so much. We have right here another question. Any special suggestions for freshers?
Absolutely. So as a fresher, as I said, you need to make sure that you have some trainings, right? Industry ready trainings the courses which you can definitely go through, so which helps you to uh, get a job, right? Or whatever the demands, latest demand, maybe Java, any course, any you can pick any one course wherein you feel comfortable and you feel that you are ready to work on any projects. You need to highlight that in a profile, saying that you have that certifications, and if you given an opportunity, you are ready to start. So certifications are very important for freshers, and whatever you're done as part of your academic projects, make sure you're thorough with it. You understand what you've done, you understand what is it for, why did you do that project, what difference it made after what you contributed to the project. These skills or these inputs will definitely help you to fare better in the interviews. And also there are a lot of open channels, right? Open things wherein you have toggle, or you have a lot of channels you can just solve problems wherein you get rankings there, right? If you solve any problems, you get a ranking that, no. So if you can have a good ranking, you can always highlight in your resume saying that I have a ranking of this in the toggle or kaggle, or so many things are there online. So that ranking will always help you, because the technical manager will understand, okay, he's into this uh, open challenges what he's taking up, and he has this ranking that will definitely help shortlist your resume, at least for the interviews.
Thank you so much, Goutham. It's a great explanation. Also, we have right here another question. Any non-tech management openings at Encora? There are many. I'm going to answer this question because we have a lot of vacancies. And if you want to know more about the vacancies that we have right now, please visit encorajobs.com. If you are for a specific country or you want to search and the vacancies for a specific country, you can do it in our browser. You can see everything. Sometimes we have like non-tech vacancies, but you need to search with everything that we have in the database. um, Thank you. Does it help if we upskill ourselves after any gap?
So anytime, right? There is no good or like right or wrong time to upskill ourselves. We are always learning. At any point in our career, we are always learning. So it's always good to upskill at any point of time, right? Even if you have a gap, but once you upskill yourself, make sure that we implement that skill, right? We practice it and are comfortable with that skill. That's very important. It's not about just having a training on that skill and getting to know what is it about, but how you implement or use that skill in your day-to-day activities. That's important. So there is no, as I said, there is no right or wrong time to pick up any skill, right? We are always learning, and as engineers we can always tend to, we have to learn new skills every day.
Yes, that's right. Well, I have a question for you. I know that now in India and in many countries, Ankara is considered a best place to work. As collaborator, how does it make you feel? What security does it give to you?
Great question, Beatrice. So see, basically what, if I am applying for Encore or for any company, right? First thing what I do is like the job security comes to my mind based on what level of experience you have, right? Job security is one reason, and then main thing is work life balance. How critical is that work life balance? That's very important for us, right? So, and apart from that, how they value their employees, that's very important. So once you come to any company, how you are valued as a person, as a employee, that makes a difference, right? So in our company, if you can see Encora, so if anyone has completed 1 or 2 years, tenure in Encora, you can most often see that they are easily at 4 or 5 years in Encora, right? So especially in India, in Bangalore, that's what we have. I work from our Bangalore office, so So I'm also here from past 7 years, but that's the general thing, right? Most of the candidates, once they feel comfortable in 1 year, they tend to have a long stint with Encora. So only reason being we have this open door policy. We can reach out to anyone and very flexible timings, work-life balance. So that really helps. And you said we have been again certified as a great place to work for third consecutive years now, and we are ranked on 33rd currently amongst all the companies. So that's a great thing, and Encora is growing, and it's a right time to join us as well.
Yes. Thank you so much. Well, we are going to answer two questions more that I have right here. And the first one is how to cover a career gap for not getting job for a long time.
Mhm. So yeah, so I think we need to, as I mentioned, I'm not sure if we have mentioned the reason for the career gap when you're uploading your or you're applying for any of the open positions. We need to make sure that we mention that reason, right? I understand, totally understand, there may be long gaps, but we need to mention the reason, just a gist of the reason. I don't think you will be getting rejected if you have mentioned the reason for your career gap. So yeah, that's pretty much you need. As I mentioned, you need to be honest, and you just mention that this is the reason I had a career gap, and it should be fine. You should be able to get through.
Okay. And the last one that we have suggestion for those who haven't got any educational background from the job in which he want to pursue his career.
Mm-hmm. And continue. Okay, so see, it all depends. You would have uh, done one kind of course, but you're interested to get onto some other vertical or some other domain, right? Suppose you have done some kind of management course, but you want to get into a technical or engineering stream. So that's where to do the transition or to smoothly transition, you need to make sure that you have those certification, understand the terminologies, the technologies, what is important for that job. So if you have picked that up, I don't think your education background matters. So it's all up, comes down to what you bring to the table, right? What skills you have, how well you can utilize that. So even if you have a uh, arts degree or maybe BA or a BCom, it doesn't matter. Still, you can excel in IT skills. Till the time, whatever the skills you picked up, you can utilize that. So for me, yeah, education background, yeah, it's important, but that's not a rejection criteria, right?
Like it's
To
not the most important thing.
some important thing, yeah,
Yeah, I think that you said in your presentation that the it yeah it is important, but it's most important the experience that you have and you're
correct,
going to bring to the company. That is the most important thing, even that your career or your grade.
correct.
Yeah, but also it's important, so please study, go to the university. So well, thank you so much, Godan. We appreciate your comments, your knowledge, and thank you for joining us. If you want to know more about Encora jobs and the open positions that we have, please remember visit our website encorajobs.com, and also follow us on social media to get in touch to know more about insights about how to apply in a IT company. And so you can find us as Encourage Jobs. We are on Facebook, Twitter, also and Instagram. So please follow us and let's get in touch. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, Garham, and
Thank you.
wish you the best. Thanks. Bye bye.
Thanks all.